Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I can't wait to show you from our friends at Stamperia this fantastic collection called Sleeping Beauty. It's gorgeous. It's got rice paper, 12 by 12 papers, 8 by 8 papers, die cuts, and also a beautiful little chipboard gazebo. So come play with us. So I wanted to start with a 12 by 12 page. I decided to do a prom page because Sleeping Beauty can be used for lots of different things. I've got a wedding card to show you and also a baby project. So I think typically you would think of Sleeping Beauty being princess and maybe little girls and things like that, but I wanted to do somebody in high school for their prom because I thought it was just a really beautiful photo. So inside this paper, gorgeous, gorgeous scenes. Fantastic for scrapbooking, for card making, and for all kinds of fun paper crafting, collaging. It's just gorgeous. And then throughout, it's got the story of Sleeping Beauty. And I just had the best time with this. And then of course at the back here, it's got your sheet of cutouts. Isn't that beautiful? Now, if you don't particularly like cutouts, it's also got some die cuts here. And I wanted to show you, ooh, here we go. I'm just going to spread them out like that. It's got all of these fantastic chipboard pieces. It's got castles, Sleeping Beauty, the fantastic window. As you can see here, I used my window and then I used one of the little cutouts inside. They say if you dream a thing more than once, it's sure to come true. Dreams come true. And then I cut out the horse and this carriage, and I even added some of these beautiful blue flowers. These are royal posies from 49 & Market, and the color is Ocean Jade. They come in 3 different sizes, which I love that, and they have the little leaves. Okay, so there is my page. Now I wanted to show you, here's the 8 by 8. It's got all of the same imagery in it. It's just an art, just smaller. Okay, perfect size for card making. So I wanted to show you this card that I did for a wedding. Isn't that fun? So definitely going to show you how to do this. It's very simple to put together. I started out with a 6 by 6 card. These are from Hunky Dory and they come with the envelopes. All right, and then I scored the front of my card, if you can see the score line on here. Anyway, I scored it halfway across, so that's a 3-inch mark, okay? Scored it from top to bottom, and now I can just fold that right over. So it's gonna look like that. And then I've got a 2-inch by 12-inch piece of cardstock. This is actually from Magnolia Blossoms cardstock. I thought it was a nice shade of blue. And what you're going to do here is just fold this in half. Don't need to score it because it's just a small fold. And then we're going to fold, once we have that in half, we're going to fold this back again in half again. So it's going to look like that, okay? Which is really the same fold as the card. All right, now if you can see this right here, this long edge, see how I turned that around? The long edge right here is going to be glued right here, and I like to put it flush with the bottom of the card, but you could also put it up a little bit. So we're going to glue it, and of course keep in mind that I have glued my base paper down here, and then I ink the edges of all the papers with roasted coffee ink pad, and I even did a little tearing here on the border. So that's a full piece, that's a full piece, there's a piece here, and then a tear right there. So once I've done that, now I'm ready to glue this piece on. As you can see, I've glued little panels on each one. All right, so now I'm going to do this. This one is going to be glued right towards the bottom here. And then this one, I found it was easier just to put the glue directly on the card because you don't want runoff on your glue. You want to make sure that it stays where it's supposed to so that the card opens nicely. Isn't that cool? All right, and then I just got to add my cool chipboard pieces. I thought this piece right here worked really well there. Then we've got the cake. which I put right here so that when you closed it, you could still see that. So just a lot of fun and very, very easy to do. And I think it's kind of one of those cards you would send somebody and they'd say, oh, wow, look at that. All right, so the next project is this sweet little gazebo. Isn't it adorable? Comes in a package like this. It's all chipboard. And the chipboard isn't, as you can see here, it's quite dark in the photo. Here it's quite light. And I ended up painting it because it's sort of a creamy color. And then on the other side where you've got the burn marks and stuff where they laser cut it, that was kind of a brownish color, so I wanted to paint everything white. So I used Delusions paint, and this is white linen. And I just used a foam brush to paint that on and then just let it dry for about an hour. And then before I assembled it, all these little pieces, I glued behind each piece some dot vellum, okay, and let that dry. And then I assembled it, and it was really easy to assemble. Now, right here, they have a little QR code, so you can just take your smartphone, and you can open that up if you have that turned on in your settings on your phone. So just go to Settings, Camera, and you want to turn on the QR code, and it'll read that. In case that's not something that you have, we're also going to put it on the website. So just look at Paper Wishes. You can look at the product page for the gazebo, and you'll see that video on how to put it together that Stamperia did. So that's very handy. It's super easy to put together. Basically, I just used my favorite Cosmic Shimmer glue to glue everything together, and it was very fast. Then once that was done, I just added some cute little gold Stickles glitter glue on all the little areas. How cute. And then also some of those great flowers again, the ocean jade. And I thought, you know, it would be so cute as a cake topper on a cake, or even like a wedding cake, or even a birthday cake. And if you just leave that flap opened at the bottom, you could slide in a little battery operated tea light. How cute would that be, all lit up on your mantle? All right, so this last project uses the rice paper. So much rice paper, you guys, so cute. This one that I use, this cute little baby project, this one right here is called Cradle. Then we've got the fairy. This is Sleeping Beauty rounds, and it has the same rounds that are in the paper pack. This one's Lovers, Princess, and then of course the Spectacular Castle. Really beautiful. And so what I did with this was, I started out with some chipboard. I've got the 7-inch circle and the 8-inch scallop. And I'm also using the chipboard hearts. This comes in a pack, and I'm just using this one. And I also just went ahead and took my ink pad. This is pink jelly bean. And the first thing you want to do is just get this colored, and you're only going about an inch all the way around one side. Whew, I think this is an old ink pad. It's kind of disintegrating here. Anyway, we're going all the way around the sides about an inch in. And then this will be covered, and you're going to put that on there. As you can see, you don't need to cover the whole thing. Now, I'm going to take my Cradle here, and I like to mix 1 part glue, Cosmic Shimmer glue, 1 part water, and this is just sprayer. And you mix that together. You can apply it with a foam brush, a paint brush, but you want the entire mixture to cover your round. And then you're going to just lay this right on top of it. And what's great is that because it's sheer like this, you can see right where you're going to be. Now, because it's going to be tacky with the glue, you can't really readjust it much. So just really keep it as taut as you can. Kind of align it like this and then drop. And what you want to remember is you want to keep those words straight. You don't want to get it on there and have it be kind of off, all right? So keep those straight, and then when you're all done, let this dry, and then turn it over and then use some scissors and just cut around that edge. And then you're going to have this nice piece up here that's left over, and I just did the same thing right here with my heart, and I just glued the paper right over the top of that, the rice paper. All right, so that's how that works. And then I used some really great ribbon here. I used the light pink ribbon set. I just took a little loop of it right here of the baker's twine, and I glued it in between. So right there, before I glued that in there, I stuck that baker's twine, and then I took another little 3-inch or so piece right here, and I stuck that at the bottom. And then right here, I even glued a little piece of paper over the back of it just to reinforce that. And then we've got some little sugar posies from 49 and Market. This is Tutti Frutti. And I just glued little clusters here and here. And I also used, these are jellyfish sparklets. And just for a little shine, put those around there. And as you can see, I've got some chipboard, Once Upon a Time, and Dreaming. And what a sweet little wall hanging this would be in a nursery. All right, so you guys, great collection here. Lots of fun things to play with, and I would really encourage you to take a look at this money saver that we have going on this. If you're watching us on our Webisode page, then it's just on the right-hand side. And if you're watching us on YouTube, then you want to look below the description box and you'll see a link that'll take you to Paper Wishes, and you can find everything I just mentioned. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next time.